The wind roared across a land carved by eternity. Beneath endless night, ice groaned like an ancient creature stirring in its sleep. Human lights flickered on the white horizon, fragile sparks trespassing on the silence of 10,000 winters. For ages, this world had guarded a secret older than language, deeper than memory. But now, something in the frozen dark had begun to move. The ground shuddered. The sky whispered. A sound low and resonant rose from beneath the glacier like the echo of a forgotten heartbeat. What if the mountains were not born, but buried? What if the bones of giants slept beneath our feet, dreaming of a world that once was theirs? The frost cracked open, and through the ice, a faint glow began to breathe. Morning breaks as a pale sun crawls over the horizon. The team gathers in hollow silence, faces drawn, haunted by what they saw. The fissure still glows faintly, a wound in the earth refusing to heal. The air carries an electric hum as though the glacier itself were alive. Beneath the snow, sensors whisper readings no one can explain, and through the still air, a faint vibration trembles the ground, echoing like the slow pulse of something vast awakening below. By evening, they open the passage further. Air escapes from the glacier's belly, stale, metallic, older than history. It carries a scent like rusted stone and salt. When their lights penetrate deeper, the ice walls shimmer with embedded carvings, symbols that twist like frozen tongues. Each mark pulses faintly when touched, as though remembering the hand that carved it. Fear and fascination war within them. The deeper they go, the warmer it becomes. Deep within the glacier, the tunnel opens into a cavern so vast it swallows their light. Suspended ice pillars hang like frozen hearts, each containing shapes, fragments of something immense. A sound hums through the air, rhythmic, melodic, almost human. The team stands motionless, lost in the impossible grandeur. For the first time, Dr. Harrow whispers what all of them feel. This is not natural. The hum rises into a low chant, a resonance that vibrates through their bones. Suddenly, the ice beneath Dr. Harrow's boots fractures, revealing a circular slab carved with runes glowing faintly red. She touches it. The light flares. Above, the ceiling groans as if awakening. Ice dust rains like falling stars. For an instant, they glimpse what lies below. A dark chamber, vast and geometric, sealed by walls not made by nature. The cavern breathes. A sigh of ancient air drifts through the frozen corridors, carrying voices that are not quite sound, not quite memory. Frost ripples across the walls like skin awakening from a dream. The team's lights tremble in the darkness, their beams swallowed by depthless blue. Every surface hums, tuned to a frequency that stirs unease within the soul. They speak softly, afraid their words might awaken what listens below. Somewhere beyond the dark archway, something moves, slow, deliberate, heavy. The ice does not conceal anymore, it protects. And now, it seems to choose whether they may pass. They enter the new tunnel, narrow, slick, alive. The walls pulse faintly with veins of light that twist like roots of frozen lightning. Each step echoes with impossible delay, as though space itself bends around them. The temperature rises. Droplets form, sliding down the ice in slow tiers. The air tastes of iron and salt. Dr. Harrow feels it before she hears it. A whisper, curling through her mind, syllables in no known tongue, soft as snow, yet sharp as memory. It calls her name. or something close to it. The tunnel opens into a dome of translucent ice where shapes hang suspended like forgotten constellations. Bones, enormous, white, perfect. Rib cages wider than trees, skulls that could cradle a man. The sight silences them. History fractures in an instant. Myth takes its place. Were these the guardians of an older world, or the architects of the one to come? Dr. Quinn murmurs that the bone structure is human, yet impossibly so. The whisper returns, stronger now, weaving through their thoughts like smoke. Remember us. They camp within the dome, surrounded by the sleeping titans. Outside, the storm grows violent. Inside, time stands still. Data scrolls across screens, unreadable, repeating, recursive. The whispering grows rhythmic, almost musical. Amara wakes suddenly, camera still running, to find symbols glowing faintly upon the ice above them, shifting like constellations, rewriting themselves. They are coordinates, pointing deeper beneath the glacier. Below the bones lies a chamber. A door waits. At dawn, the storm outside ceases without warning. Silence descends, thick and absolute. The runes on the ice blaze bright, leading them to a circular depression at the cavern's center. Beneath it, scanners reveal a hollow void, the heart of the glacier. Dr. Harrow orders the dig. As drills pierce the frozen floor, the vibration spreads like a song beneath their feet. The light dims. The whisper becomes a voice, resonant and patient. You have come too soon. The ice collapses inward, revealing the black mouth of a spiral stair descending into darkness. The spiral stair descends into an impossible stillness. The deeper they go, the warmer it becomes. Air shifting from frost to breath, from silence to pulse. Their lights catch glimmers in the ice, reflections not of stone but of sculpted form. The walls are carved with the likeness of colossal figures. Kings, warriors, thinkers, beings too immense to belong to humankind. Their faces are serene, their eyes closed as if in dream. 1,000 frozen thrones line the descent, each holding a form that once ruled the forgotten north. Were these monuments or memories? Below, a crimson radiance grows, faint, steady, alive. The stair ends in a vast circular hall, its ceiling arched like a cathedral of glass. The air vibrates softly, a tone too low to hear yet felt within the ribs. At the center stands an altar of translucent stone. Embedded within it lie skeletal forms of impossible proportion, not bone, but mineral crystal shaped by intention. Each fragment hums faintly when touched, as if alive with memory. The explorers gather around, breathless, realizing this chamber was not meant to hold death. It was meant to preserve command. They begin to understand. This was no tomb but a vault, a library of living stone. The crystalline remains hum with encoded patterns, pulses of light moving like slow heartbeats. The frequency matches seismic readings from the glacier above. When Jonas syncs his scanner, the hum answers back. Each vibration forms a symbol in the frost, a spiral, the same they found at the surface. It is a message, looping across time. The glacier itself is speaking, and it remembers who carved it. A sudden tremor shakes the hall. The walls shiver. The light deepens to amber. Above them, the carvings begin to move, not in motion, but in light, their eyes flickering open as if awakening from frozen sleep. The team stands paralyzed. The hum grows into a tone that pierces the air, almost human in its lament. The glacier is alive with resonance, its memory awakened by their presence. And in that hum, a message forms, translated not through language but emotion. We built this world once, and watched it fall. When the light fades, they find the air utterly still. The hum is gone, leaving only the heartbeat of silence. The crystals have dimmed, but one remains glowing faintly. A small shard lying at Dr. Harrow's feet. Inside it, faint silhouettes move like drifting smoke, images of towering forms shaping mountains, forging seas, raising monuments now long buried. The shard is not a relic. It is a memory, and it waits to be seen. She lifts it to her chest. Somewhere deep below, another pulse answers. The chamber is only the beginning. The shard's glow does not fade. It spreads. Thin threads of crimson light snake across the cavern floor, weaving veins through the ice like living rivers. The glacier hums again. Slower now, deeper, as if aware of its rediscovered pulse. Each beam reaches toward the walls, tracing sigils that awaken one by one, forming a circular map. The explorers realize the truth too late. The ice is not a prison but a body. They stand inside a being vast as the mountain itself, and its heart has just begun to beat. Energy flows through the crystalline altar, illuminating corridors that lead deeper into the glacier. The air thrums like distant thunder, resonating through bone and thought. When the currents meet, the chamber brightens, revealing sculpted reliefs of immense beings, pouring liquid light into vessels of stone. Dr. Harrow whispers that the ancients harnessed geothermal power long before recorded time. Yet the warmth feels too organic, too alive. It pulses like breath, like the glacier itself remembers them. They follow the light into a narrow gallery where the ice turns translucent as glass. Behind it, rivers of luminous fluid pulse upward, vanishing into darkness above. The hum deepens until it becomes melody, an otherworldly chorus echoing through frozen stone. Dr. Harrow realizes the glacier's blood feeds something deeper, a power core built not by nature, but by intent. The air thickens with ozone and memory. The further they go, the more they feel watched, not by eyes, but by consciousness itself. The gallery opens into a chamber shaped like a heart, veined with glowing fissures, its ceiling dripping with crystal stalactites that pulse in unison. Instruments register rhythmic surges identical to human cardiac waves. Jonas calls it impossible. Dr. Harrow calls it alive. The ground trembles gently with every luminous beat. They are standing within the glacier's living engine, a fusion of geology and will. Then the light shifts from red to white, and for an instant, the hum forms words that none can deny. We endure. When the surge subsides, silence returns. Thick, reverent. The veins of light withdraw, leaving the ice faintly luminescent. The shard in Dr. Harrow's hand cools, its glow fading to a heartbeat pulse. The readings stabilize. The glacier sleeps again, but not completely. They have awakened something ancient and intelligent, and it now knows their names. A new tunnel opens before them, carved clean through the ice, as if by invisible hands. Beyond it, blinding radiance spills. A light, not of sun, but memory. The path to the chamber below awaits. The tunnel opens like the throat of time. Light floods outward, pure and blinding, erasing every shadow. They step through and find themselves beneath a dome of radiant stone, the heart of the glacier revealed as glass and gold. It is a city in miniature, carved within the ice, a frozen memory of towers, bridges, and spires made from translucent crystal. Above, a sphere of white energy hangs suspended, casting sunlight where no sun should be. The explorers fall silent. Every surface hums with the faint rhythm of purpose. They are no longer witnesses to the past. They are standing inside its still beating heart. They move carefully among crystal avenues that wind toward the sphere's center. The walls display reliefs of hands shaping light into form, schematics of energy channeled through geometric conduits. Dr. Harrow realizes the entire glacier is a power lattice, a planetary engine sleeping beneath epochs of snow. The air feels charged, tingling against their skin, the static hum of something waiting to be reborn. Above them, the sphere brightens, casting moving shadows that seem to follow their steps like silent guardians of forgotten craft. At the chamber's core stands a pedestal of ice fused with metal, upon which rests a crystalline tablet half buried in frost. Symbols spiral across it, shifting when viewed from different angles. Dr. Quinn whispers that they are coordinates, mathematical poems describing orbits, tides, and alignments long lost to history. Dr. Harrow feels a vibration in her palm when she touches it. The sphere overhead dims, then flares. The chamber responds like a living map awakening after millennia of sleep. The white sun pulses once, twice, and the ground hums with memory. The white sun descends slowly, bathing the explorers in radiance so bright it seems to erase weight and sound. The light bends around them, forming images in the air, visions of oceans boiling away, continents swallowed by frost, and beings of immense stature walking across ice that glowed beneath their feet. Then the light contracts into a single beam, striking the crystal tablet, engraving one last symbol, the same spiral that began their journey. The hum fades. The sphere flickers, then steadies, patient once more. The message is clear. Not destruction, continuation. When the light recedes, the chamber cools to silence. The explorers stand surrounded by crystalline stillness, their reflections shimmering across every surface. Dr. Harrow whispers that the glacier was never just ice. It was memory, the planet's own archive. Above, the sphere drifts upward, vanishing into the ceiling like a rising dawn. A thin column of sunlight breaks through the fissure they came from, merging with the fading white glow. For the first time in millennia, the glacier breathes the sun's warmth. They have not uncovered an ending, but the beginning of Earth, remembering itself. Silence reigns in the chamber, but beneath it a low resonance thrums. Soft, steady, alive. Instruments flicker to life without command, responding to invisible waves rising from below. The team can feel it through their boots, a heartbeat that is not their own. The glacier speaks again, not in words but rhythm, ancient cadence pulsing through ice and stone. It is the same rhythm carved into every wall, hidden in every spiral. The explorers realize the truth. The white sun was never the source. It was the signal. Something deeper has heard them, and it is answering. Following the vibration, they descend through a newly revealed fissure, spiraling downward. The tunnel walls glow faintly with every pulse, as though guiding them. The deeper they go, the clearer the rhythm becomes, no longer random but patterned, musical. It feels like memory shaped into sound. The team moves in silence, each aware they are entering the glacier's most sacred place, where its power first awoke and where it may yet sleep again. The descent ends in a colossal spherical void, the glacier's heart. In the center floats a crystalline structure shaped like an enormous gem, suspended by unseen force, each facet glowing with waves of red and white light. The rhythm is perfect now, resonating with their own pulses until distinction blurs. Dr. Harrow realizes they are standing inside a memory processor, a living archive storing echoes of every age the ice has witnessed. The light shifts, forming brief silhouettes of mountains rising and seas retreating, as if time itself beats within this luminous core. When Dr. Harrow touches the crystal, it responds. Light flows outward, forming concentric rings of sound and image. They see fragments, cities of glass beneath green skies, towers breathing light, then collapse and snow. A voice without words rises through the frequencies. We dreamed the world into form and fell asleep beneath it. The explorers stand transfixed, tears freezing on their faces. They are witnessing the memory of creation, not divine, not human, but born of the earth itself. Then the vision fades. The crystal dims, leaving only the slow, steady pulse of the glacier's heart. The team stands in silence, breathing shallowly, changed. Above them, faint cracks of dawn light begin to filter through fissures. The glacier will close again soon, its secrets safe for another age. Dr. Harrow lowers her hand, whispering that the earth itself remembers everything we have ever been. The hum softens into stillness, as if the giant heart has gone back to dreaming. And through that dream, the world waits for the next awakening. They ascend in silence. The path they carve through the glacier glows faintly, as though the ice itself guides them upward. The pulse that once shook the mountain has softened to a slow rhythm, like a fading heartbeat that still remembers its dream. Every sound, their boots, the drip of meltwater, the sigh of wind through stone, feels sacred. When they finally reach the surface, dawn has returned. The sky burns pale gold over a horizon of endless frost. The world feels older now, and they, smaller within it. The glacier no longer groans. It hums. Instruments left running display readings too consistent to be natural, a signal repeating every few seconds. Dr. Harrow notes it mirrors a human heartbeat, though slower, steadier. She realizes the mountain will never be silent again. Somewhere deep beneath, the giant's heart still beats, faint but eternal. They have not awakened it fully, only reminded it of its dream. And in doing so, they have bound themselves to its rhythm forever. They camp one last night beside the fissure that started everything. The aurora returns, green, violet, and white, curling across the heavens like the glacier's soul, breathing into the sky. Amara sets her final shot, the lens reflecting the dancing lights. Lars laughs softly for the first time in days. Jonas hums the pulse under his breath without noticing. Dr. Quinn sits beside the fire, eyes unfocused, hearing music where others hear wind. And Dr. Harrow watches the aurora tremble, whispering, "It remembers us." As dawn breaks, the team begins their departure. Helicopter blades cut through thin air, scattering ice dust into golden mist. Below, the fissure glows faintly once more, as if watching them leave. The glacier's hum echoes through the engines, rising in pitch until it merges with the whir of ascent. The landscape stretches endless and white, but beneath that stillness flows the memory of a world that once spoke through frost and light. Humanity will call it discovery. The ice will call it remembrance. Weeks later, in the quiet of her lab, Dr. Harrow replays the recordings. The hum persists, faint but measurable, resonating from the glacier even across thousands of miles. The signal has not stopped. It has multiplied, carried through the earth like a heartbeat shared by stone and sea. She smiles, realizing the truth hidden beneath the ice. The planet is alive, and it remembers. The frozen giants were never bodies. They were the memory of creation itself, sleeping until the world was ready to listen again.